Great, super. So now we are together. So before we start into the content, and these ideas of like how objections are a gift and we learn more about it or experience more about it, let's just kind of take a 2 or 3 minutes to check in or, arrive in the space, like being together as a group. So anyone can start and just respond to 3 questions. The questions are your name, where are you joining from, and what is most alive in your body right now, like any feeling, emotions, anything that you hold in your body, like what is alive in you right now. So yeah, anyone who is feeling ready can just start the round and can pass it on to the next person. So,
right now, I'm feeling very happy because I'm enjoying nature and scenery during my traveling journey.
Suman, would you like to pass it to someone else? Like just name someone who can do that.
Yeah, I will tag Ali.
Okay.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Aileen and I connected from Delhi. And now the feeling maybe a little bit tired because recently quite stressful, the work like that. Thanks. And I tag Charuti.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ellen. Hi, I'm right now joining in from Chennai, and I just traveled from Tiruvannamalai. I just arrived 10 minutes back, so I'm still excited about the travel and also tired. And I'm very happy to have my tea along with this call. So that is my space. Thank you. I would pass this to Tasmeen.
Tasneem, if you are on mute if you are speaking. I think it's because you are connected from 2 devices.
Okay. He is trying for okay.
Just kind of lower the voice of audio of the device and it should work fine, like it sounds like you are having trouble Tasneem. Welcome, Biru. We are kind of doing just sort of checking with 3 questions. Like, where are you joining from? And what is your internal weather, How are you feeling right now? So, Tasneem seems like have a trouble with her audio, but if you can just check in as you are at. Biren.
Yeah. So, just a moment. I wanted to go to Pachmadi and join, but I was so tired that I was sleeping. Here I am. Dikhai?
Yeah, I can see some background. Yeah, it's Bariam.
Yes. Baria. Yeah, so I couldn't go to Pachmadi. So I would have had better network connectivity. I'm just hoping that that's why I'm keeping my video off for the bandwidth, network bandwidth,
Okay.
and internal weather. Am I
We lost you, Biru. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Biru. Can't hear you, Biru. Anyway, yeah, welcome, Ojas. We're kind of just doing a check-in as we were waiting for the people to join. And the question that we were responding to was like, where are you joining from? And what is your internal weather? Like, how are you feeling right now in this moment? So if you would like to maybe just check in.
Hi, Umesh.
Hi.
Yeah, so I'm joining from Mumbai, and internal weather is basically being silent and yeah, listening to Papaji Satsang just now. So this is something that I was, like from a few days I had it in my calendar and I wanted to join. So I also want to join, but also in a silent space.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us, Ojas. Tasneem, would you like to try again? Tasneem? For people for whom audio is not working or have a network issue, they can just kind of join or participate with the chat. Like if that helps you to kind of engage. Great. So let's just kind of start the next thing, like the very thing that we are coming together for. Like objections are a gift, I would like to really make these or have this in a informal way, like not as a structure, like when I'm speaking and you are just listening and asking questions, but like I would invite you to participate from your experience, for your feeling, what are you feeling right now? In this context of like, in whatever engagement you are doing currently, whatever community you are part of, whatever organization you are part of, you are basically working with people, you are being with people. And even in the family, you are being with people. And this usually happens when someone is saying something or you are saying something and there is a resistance, like not acceptance, not agreement in what you are saying. From other person, sometime within yourself also, but like this is the situation we are very much familiar with, like every one of us, and my intention of this call, this workshop, this gathering was to share and also kind of learn, from each of us, like how these objections are a gift in a day-to-day life, like how we can see this objection as a gift. And this is when kind of the moment that I have started looking objection as a gift, something has changed for me. I wouldn't say completely changed, but yeah, something has changed for me. And I was just excited to share that. I'm excited to share that with all of you, like how I'm experiencing different engagement and interaction when I'm seeing the objection as a gift, experiencing objection as a gift. So that's my intention, and my intention is also kind of to gather information, also learn from you, like how in your context, how in your situation you are experiencing objection, and like how you are kind of moving forward with that, and let's say like let's learn from each other and get something together, like like different ways of moving forward with objections. So, and I think, yeah, that's my larger intention and the objective of this gathering. We were supposed to be joined by some more people, but they are not here, so it's okay. Let's just kind of join as they as and when they can. Sounds good. So my invitation to all of you is like to share, whenever this kind of situation comes, when you are sharing something, we will also turn around the table, but we are just starting with this, when you are sharing something, and someone in your group, someone in your community, or someone in your team has an objection to what you are saying, has a sort of resistance with what you are saying or proposing. They are not feeling comfortable with what you are saying, what kind of situation that are you part of or have experienced, and what are the different ways that you are currently kind of managing it in a way, so to say, or moving forward with that? Like, what is your situation right now? If anyone would like to just participate, we would like to have everyone to kind of bring their dimension of the situation together. But yeah, if anyone would like to just start the round, and as we did the check-in, can pass it on to the next person. If you are like me, you might be experiencing frustration, confusion, and sometimes also, feeling of getting lost, or oh, my audio is. So yeah, if you're like me, you might be feeling confused, sometimes frustrated, sometimes angered when someone object to your idea. But like, what is your situation? Like, how do you experience objections or resistance? How are you experiencing? Aileen, Suman, Ojas, Jagruti.
Maybe I can start. Maybe many times as a personal level, I mean, you think something that you think it's so right, so you propose, but at the other end, it come out that, or the other is not comfortable with that one, or not agree with that one. So you will feel like a sudden stop. You don't know how to face it. If it is a decision making, so that means that decision will not be in favor of what your opinion. So somehow it takes time to accept that the decision made in a different way. As in a workspace, sometimes it might be like you have some idea or something, but maybe the other don't agree, or even from the authority level, they sound like that, not really like your idea. So you will feel like a little bit of guilty that, oh, I didn't do it well. In this sense, it make it a little bit heavy. And yeah, so just want to understand how's the passage to make it faster, to be able to accept, but also to be more open in the mind, somehow like that.
Yes,
Thanks.
yes. Thank you for sharing, Aileen. And Ojas is adding something to the question or inquiry that we were kind of addressing to. He's saying it would be nice to hear in what form we face objections, and examples, specific situations. So, yes, if anyone would like to kind of, also include this and share your your experience and situation of like how you are being into objection and how you are moving forward.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So for me, when I face with objections at different levels, I respond differently. For example, mostly with my family, and I say, and when I immediately kind of shut down because I feel that somehow they're not received, and I think with family, you just expect them to be receiving, So the moment I come across objection with my family, I just shut down and I withdraw. In workplace, I respond very differently. If I can fight at my workplace, I have multiple solutions, I have multiple options to offer. I have strength to argue, assert my point, ask for what is the reason and basis for objection. But I can't bring that in my personal space, And in my personal space, I just withdraw and feel very frustrated and angry sometimes. So yeah, these are two different, very different personalities inside.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yes. We have someone named as Tanvi. I'm not sure. Uh, if you can rename your, if you are joining from other device, if you can rename, that would be really helpful. Hmm. Anyone else? If anyone else would like to share. So I think for me, I would like to just go next. For me, it's also, oh, Ojas is saying Tanvi. Okay, sounds good. For me, it's also similar like Jagruti. Like, when I'm in a sort of work setup or professional setup, I respond to the objection differently than what I respond in my family situation. And it's interesting that I'm learning about it a lot in different situation at family. But my typical response to family objections are like, hey, can you please give me a break? I just run away. I don't listen it fully, and most of the time, not most of the, yeah, I think most of the time, I don't listen to it. I ignore to it, and then I usually come back. But whenever they are shared, my first response or reaction is like, hey, I need a break. Can we just stop this conversation for now and just do what we are doing here? So I think that's my typical response to the family objections or situations. In the work, it's different. That we would be sharing as we go, and this work is also like whatever I'm experiencing. The work is also being kind of slowly and slowly is coming to my personal situation, like family situation. But still, that is not as much as solid as this work. But yeah, I would like to share both, like how this both dimension and both part of me is kind of acting differently, responding differently in different contexts and situations. So yeah, that's me.
Umesh, I would
Uh,
also like to add,
Please.
but what are we discussing right now? Personal or work, or
No,
what are we
it's
discussing?
basically like a general inquiry, like how you are experiencing objections, in your life. Basically, it's not in the specific context, but like how you are experiencing the different objection and how you are responding currently. What is your case or relation with the objections?
Okay. So, when I think of objections, what comes to mind is uh, criticisms or people being not very enthusiastic about my ideas. And At a personal level, I would say it's quite often with family or parents about, what I choose to do with my time or in my career. That's why I was put on the chat, like specific examples would be helpful. Like this is how I interpret the topic. And maybe some client will be not in agreement about my pricing. And if there is some, I think quite a bit to do with like organizing something, or people might be like, oh, you're organizing this, why would you do that? Or in subtle ways. And sometimes there is a perceived objection also, like if I offer something like a workshop and somebody doesn't show up, so it also feels like it's like a lack of support, not lack of support, but more like uh, people are not in agreement or something like that. And how do I respond to it? I guess what happens is it's often I take it personally that there must be something wrong with me, and then the response would be that previously it used to be that I would doubt myself and then stop doing that thing altogether, and yeah, that's it for now.
Thank you for sharing for this. We are yet to hear from, I think, Tasneem, Suman, and Tanvi. If you would like to just share. Uh,
Like you had already said, there are different ways that we handle objections, be it with family and at work. In my case, I have seen that at work, I am more considerate and understanding. And not now, but in the beginning of my career, when I was a young professional, I used to be submissive, you know. And are you able to hear me?
Now we can hear you, Tanvi. There was
Sorry,
a
I
gap
got
in
a call
between.
in between. Yeah. Yeah. So, and with family, mostly when it's like family, then there is a sort of expectation that you should agree with me, and why are you objecting? And when there is objection from your loved ones, then there's a sadness somehow, there's a heartbreak, rather than that's the initial reaction, I would say. But later on, when I cool down, when I calm down, try to understand the reasons behind it, then I'm at a better space to accept it. But yes, in case of the professional sphere, that heartbreak sort of doesn't happen because you're not emotionally expecting anything in that domain. So it's like more of an acceptance. But in the personal sphere, yes, it is more of a questioning that happens after the objection. And then, of course, the understanding comes up. Yeah. That's about it.
Thank you, Tanvi. Tasneem is saying she don't have anything to share, and Suman is saying it's really noisy from her side. But yeah, Ojas, as you said, like it would be good if they can just participate by chat. if they feel like. But yeah, it would be good if, since we are very less number of people, it would be good to hear different dimension, different, flavor of the objection that we are experiencing, and trying to make sense of it from the different perspective. Great. As Tasneem or Suman shared, let's go to the next thing that, like what is emerging as the next thing that I feel like sharing. I think this has been very challenging and interesting part of my journey or my relationship with, objections. And I would put it in a two part. So like one part of this thing is like experiencing or seeing objections, like when it comes, like how do we experience it? And the second part of it is like, how do we move forward, with objection, in objection. So like for this gathering, I would say like, okay, how do we move forward is very easy, not easy, but yeah, we'll be able to figure it out in very limited time, but let's take more time in understanding how we are experiencing, how we are seeing objections. And one of the things that has helped me is seeing objection as a gift. That's a very session of the title. And like, how does it happen in real life? How in real transactions. So when I'm in an interaction, when I'm in an engagement, and someone says, okay, this is also interesting, like how I can see, like if someone is saying objecting, Oja says that different form of objection, like when someone is not showing up, someone doesn't agree, or different things. But for me, it's more about when I'm sharing something, when I'm proposing something, there is no person is feeling uncomfortable with it, like their body reaction, body response. Sometimes I'm also myself, as I'm sharing, I'm feeling uncomfortable with that whole thing. The third thing I would like to share is someone is the other person or the group is very vocal about it. Like, they are putting it forward. Like, hey, this is where we are not agreeing with you, or this is why we are not accepting. Like, it's a sort of debate or discussion, we are part of. That's the third situation. The fourth situation I would like to say is it's more about when you are speaking something, other person is trying to make sense of it, but you are not able to come together at a, like a single point where it seems like you are in flow. It's also about the feeling that I was referring to. But yeah, I think these are the largely three or four forms that I typically experience objection in. The one fundamental question that has helped me so far, or reminder that has helped me so far, is the question, hey, what are we together for? When someone objects, this is the first question that I ask myself, like, hey, if the person is with me, what is the thing that we are together for? What is the thing that we are working towards? And that gives a sort of, I would say, a space within me to hear the objection completely, to listen to what other person has to say, and receive it, I think, yeah. And the second thing which has helped me is this orientation, or you can say belief also. My belief is like life speak to me, or God, whatever you say, higher intelligence or energy, speak to me mostly in the conflicts, basically, when there is something not right, when I feel something is not right, that is the moment when life is speaking to me. It usually speaks to me every time, like to everyone, not to me only, but everyone, to every time. But these are the moment when life is asking me to do something differently, asking me to listen to what it has to say, and So what helped me is just taking a pause. I think as Ellen has shared, when something comes up, just stop everything. So like that in my phone, it is just when I'm feeling something, experiencing some difficulty or objections, when I'm not feeling in flow with whatever is happening. This pause thing, like trying to see it like, okay, life is trying to say something to me, and how do I listen to it? It's the first step is taking a pause, um, that's the very first step. And the second step is diving deep into that feeling, that emotion, in me, in other person, in the content. But yeah, experiencing it fully is something that I would name as a second thing that I usually do in what I'm doing, in just seeing that objection as a gift. And I think there is more in content, but I would like to just take a pause here and maybe just have some reflection or any comment, reflection, sharing, thought, whatever is coming to you, in this moment. If anyone would like to just share.
Yeah, I just feel it would be nice to learn about some practical ways in which we can cope with those objections or, again, criticism for me in the moment, and maybe shift the perspective, or some intervention that we can find in that moment, which would change the way that objection or criticism is received.
So what I hear you say, Ojas, is like bringing some situations and where we are kind of trying to understand and say it from whatever I'm trying to say. Is that what you are saying, or something more?
Yeah, maybe we can work with specific situations or anyway, but to have some takeaway which can be also implemented in the moment, in the situation.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, sure. Does anyone have any situation, Oiling? Would you like to maybe just reflect or comment?
I don't know whether maybe also maybe some tips to how to handle that emotion that you have experienced when you face the objection, that kind of emotion that help you to calm down or to be reflexive, because I think maybe it will help. I don't know.
Anyone else? Then we'll just go into whatever is kind of emerging now. But yeah, if anyone would like to maybe reflect, comment, whatever is coming to you in this moment, just share. Biryani is sharing something from the book Celestine Prophecy. That's a wonderful read. I really enjoyed reading it and getting some insights. But yeah, he's saying the objection could be about a message which one of us is carrying beyond the purpose of why we are together. Anyone else? Then I think I just have one thing to share, and then we can go into some real situations. You can think of situation that you would like to bring, but yeah, if anyone else has to share anything, reflect, or maybe just whatever is coming to you in this moment. Anyone? Okay. So I think it's very much with what Bireni is saying, what I'm going to share. So like whenever these kind of situations happen, when we are together, let's say it's a set of meeting or a group or, um, or conference, like whenever two or more people are coming together, I would like to see that as more as a kind of, octopus, which has a different arm, each arm is kind of working independently, but still they are together as a one entity, one being. So if one entity is saying something, doing something, and it doesn't make sense to the second arm directly, but it has a collective mind or a central brain, in the octopus, which is called the ninth brain. It try to make sense of things, even if it doesn't make sense. So I think what Biren is trying to say, in the situation, whatever we kind of role play, next thing, there are something that I would like to share. And if we keep that orientation, I think that would really help us to experience that differently. And one of the thing is, whatever comes to you, share it, whatever comes to you, even if it doesn't make sense to you, you feel like, okay, I don't see the relevance of what I'm going to share in the situation that we are talking about. But my experience and what Biren is saying is very, very true in line. Like, even if we feel like it's not relevant, sometimes, not sometimes, largely it has its place in whatever is being discussed or shared, So whatever comes to you, consider that it is supposed to be here in the space, just share it. So that is the first principle that I would like you to invite or practice in the space or the role play that we do. The second thing is just be yourself, don't stretch yourself, don't force yourself to be in a certain situation environment. Just be yourself completely naturally, whatever comes to you, whoever you want to be natural, and be at ease with yourself. I think that's how I would like to put it. Just because we are here for learning something, also don't take that pressure or orientation to take away your naturality. I think that's where I'm coming from. I think, yeah, this is just two things, and we don't need more you know sort of guideline. We will be able to figure out as we go. Yeah, sounds good. So does anyone have any objection or not objection, a situation where you would like to just explore it further, role play it and see like how we go about it? Yeah, any situation, I think that would be really wonderful. So that you can also understand it from your context, general context. Any situation that you would like to try it out or role play with. Tanvi, Jagruti, Tasneem, Suman, Elin, Biru, Ojas. Anyone? it would be really, yeah, Jagrati, you have my goodness.
You sure you want me to come up with something which I'm fighting right now? I mean, struggling right
Yeah,
now.
I think, yeah, just sharing and
Okay,
maybe.
let me just hear it out and see if that is sounding all right to you, and then you can take it forward. Don't take that at face value. Because now I'm kind of struggling with a situation that to settle down at some place, and I want to go and settle down at place where I'm feeling insecure, and might that I in a place where I have got a job.
Jagrati, your voice is breaking, so you can try without video. If you can try without video.
Try with
No,
what?
try without video, like your voice is breaking. We are not able to.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. So my situation is where right now I need to choose where I live, settle down somewhere. I've just come back from my travels, and my family feels that I should settle down once I get a job, and in whichever city I get my job. And I am thinking that I want to settle down where life is simple, in sync with nature, and all those kind of nice, lofty ideas I have, which my family feels are very impractical at many levels. So this is the situation, okay? If we want to role play this.
And so there are
I don't
different.
have a job. I don't have a job right now. And so that is why it is all an open space. Okay.
Yes, yes. So just to try more what you shared, Jagrati. So there are different members, like family members, and you know. Would you like to name the family member, like, or
Yeah,
they
we
are?
can take like, let's say, yeah. Let's say we can take my brother as one family member. We can take my father as another family member, my mother another family member,
Okay, okay. And they
and
all
my
have
son another family member. Yeah, that's it.
yes, and they all have the same voice, right?
They
Like,
all have different views. They have different views.
okay, okay. Would you like to just share more about
They
that?
all have different. I will just share. Yeah, my brothers are really making a lot of effort to connect me to a lot of their friends and business contacts so that I can get a job. Okay. My father is a very practical man who feels that once I get a job is when I should go, and till that time I should live with him in his house. Okay. My son feels that why do you want to so stress out? Just go and live wherever you want to live and don't bother about anything. We all are fine. All right. And my mother is somehow, she's like, okay, whatever makes you happy, kind of a space. Okay. So yeah, this is the broad characterization of people around me.
Okay, okay, okay. I understand. I understand you better now. Okay. And the objective, if we have to name it, you know, like it's very difficult in the family, like what we are together for. But if you have to name it, like what is the thing that you are trying to do something, you know, trying to do together? Like it's about getting your job,
Everybody is wanting to settle me.
settle you down. Okay, okay.
Settle me. Yeah. I've just come back from Cambodia and I still have given up that job and given up that life, and I'm back here. So now how do they settle me back in India is where their mission is.
Okay, okay, okay. Sounds good. I think this is one situation. If anyone else would have any different situation, we can also listen to it and then we can make a choice altogether. Yeah. Anyone else? Does anyone have any situation that you would like to role play with, or maybe just understand the objections, like what we were talking about?
So I would basically just mirror the same situation
Mhm.
and just, slightly different variables or even very similar variables. But yeah, it's to do with family itself and, trying to settle me and their perception about what would constitute to be uh, a good career and also with regards to getting married, what is the right time for it? And I mean, not what is the right time, now is the right time, So there is this sense of disagreement. And since we are on the topic of objection, let's say that, I might have a certain idea and then there would be an objection coming from family. So in
Okay.
this scenario, there would be mostly mother, father, and little bit also brother, but we can keep it to mother, father only. And the objection being that, whatever I'm pursuing uh, is not a practical thing and is not uh, um is not planning well for the future financially and in terms of having stability. So yeah,
Okay.
that's the objection.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Um. Okay. I'm just sharing something that was that is very alive in me. I'm confused because like we have a two situation, and if we do role play, we will be able to understand the objections, how they are give, like that is the very thing that we are coming together for. And the second part is moving forward, and if we take my confusion or concern is around like, hey, if we take so much of time, hope we don't miss out on the point that we want to understand the objections. So I think the situations are more relevant. We can start with one and see like how it goes in terms of time and the very objective, but and then we'll figure it out. Yeah, I think that's what I'm proposing. So we have two situations. Jagrati, I'm just checking again with you. In your situation, there is it seems like there is no any direct objections. It's just a situation, right? Or there are any objection, direct objection, as kind of Ojesh has mentioned. Like do you have any such kind of objection?
Uh, the objection is when I'm not wanting to pick up a job immediately, the objection comes up that, oh, you're almost hitting your 50s and then it's difficult to get a job later. And if you're not financially settled now, when will you build your base for your future old age and retirement? So those are the kind of objections to the kind of life that I choose, which is actually not working for a few months and exploring, traveling, and that's where I am with an objection. So yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Is it okay? I'm just proposing something and you can raise your objection and concern in the situation itself, right? I'm proposing that we go with OJS situations. Given it has I think it seems very timely, like we'll be able to do it in,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, sounds
so,
good. Sounds good.
And that's my rationale. And if we have time, we will do the second situation. So just checking, like Eileen, Tasneem, Suman, Biru, and Ojas, and Jagrati, if you're okay with that. Ellen is okay. Tasneem, Suman, Biru. Jagrati, you already said you are okay with that.
Yeah.
So, Biru, you
Actually,
okay?
I was not comfortable with it. Uh, yeah, I would have wanted, like somehow there was a sense of discomfort. I don't know why, about kind of bringing me to the center. But I feel that for the sake of the discussion, it might help. So keeping it in the spirit of a role play, then yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Would you like to share more about your discomfort? You can also say no if you don't feel like going there and just going into,
I suppose it's because it's it's generally a thing that we would avoid in our lives in general, and it involves being vulnerable. Uh, and yeah, there is some sense of vulnerability to it, and there is also a sense of there was there was some part of me which was not prepared to be fully like 100% involved in this workshop. And now if I am the role play, like I'm the, the topic of the role play, then I have to be fully involved. So that was the other thing. But yeah, I'm prepared.
Yeah. Mm. Mm. So what I'm hearing you say, Ojas, is because this kind of, involve being vulnerable and you were not intending to participate fully, but because if we do it kind of sort of role play, you need to be there fully, and that wouldn't be so comfortable for you. But for the sake of the role play, you are okay and ready to extend yourself and be here fully. Am I getting you right on that?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Hmm. Sounds good. Sounds good. So we are not going into learning anything. We will just harvest our learning after we finish our, role play or exercise. But we have already started. I think that's how I would put it. We have already started different things. So great. Who would like to play a role of mother in the situation? A mother, father, and brother. Suman and Tasneem have a sort of internet connectivity issue, or they are not with the stable internet. So I'm not sure if Suman and Tasneem, if you are ready to participate by chat, you can just name your self, like what role you would like to play. But yes, Eileen, Jagruti, and I think it's me only right now. Eileen, Jagruti. Yes.
And any role can be.
Anything, I mean, whatever you're comfortable with, I think. We have three role to play: brother, father, and mother.
I take brother.
Brother, okay. I can play a role of mother, Jagruti.
You don't leave me choices, no?
I'm flexible. You can.
It's okay. Go ahead. You already made your choices. So I'll play the remaining role. It's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So Let's just start. I think I don't know where to start from. Or just is that you complaining us, or we are bringing something to you? Like, how would you like to start it?
Oh, so it would usually start with, like, I have been in this space where I'm just avoiding the topic altogether. Um, and okay, suddenly my background has become very noisy just for a moment. Uh, so my, just a moment, very noisy.
Sure, sure, sure.
So my stance has basically been kind of, working in the background and doing I, uh, what feels right. And eventually, merging in and hoping that they would understand and hoping that um, I would also have something which would make them proud. There is this sense of, some expectations. I think in objections, expectation is a big thing, right? And there is somewhere mismatch of what the other person expects and something like that. Anyway, so it would always be parents who would speak up. So it would be either mother, both of them, mother and father, inquiring about what's the plan, you know, and in their own ways. Mother would be more kind of posing an inquiry, like, what's the plan? What are you going to do? Be productive, uh, be accountable for time. And dad would be basically uh, advising, you can do this, you can take up that, why don't you do this? And uh, kind of following up on it. So I made you this suggestion, what did you do? uh, and brother, very recently, and very short role of brother, because um, it's only recently he has become a character in this scenario, which is that um kind of, you know kind of comparison and things like that, that it's important to have a plan, or uh, it's you were doing like this before, so why can't you do like this now, the way you used to before? And in some subtle ways, like, look what I'm doing, so if I can do it, then you should also be able to do it. Yeah, so these are the roles, and it would uh, always be any one of these who would bring up the topic,
Okay.
and me who would try to avoid it.
Okay. Sounds good. Brother Steve has just joined. I'm just kind of would like to brief him, and then hello, brother. So we are basically doing a role play of a situation where we are kind of trying to understand objection as a gift, trying to decide something together. So we are doing a sort of role play, and Ojas has brought a situation, and we are um, trying to role play into that and understand what we are trying to learn. Yeah, that's
Sure,
what we are.
sure.
Biru, you raised your hand. Would you like to share something before we go?
Hello, can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
we can hear you
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I sense that here the situation seems to be that the objection is coming from other people. But there's a very subtle way of really looking at here. Because the conversation is flowing like he's living his life and people are then responding to it. It is only after their response that the objection comes up. So the objection has to be more not from people, but what is the objection that is coming up inside Ojas? Otherwise, it won't be very clear, you know. Can you see that? It's like a river flowing. Ojas is living his life and somebody comes and says something. So the conversation has started. What they have said is just their response. It is not an objection. It may be an objection in terms of the content, but the conversation has started. Now, where it gets stopped is certain objection that comes up inside of Ojas, and that is what we need to look if we really want to go ahead and see how this can move further.
Yes. I think I was thanks for bringing that, Bedu. I was assuming that Ojas would bring out that part as we role play. But yeah, thanks for bringing that to awareness, so that now we are also kind of from mother, father, and brother know that like we are just responding. It's not we are objecting. And, Sounds good. Are we ready to go? Take the next step.
So just also like to what Biru shared, I just want to clarify really quickly, Umesh, that are we talking about objections just in the point of view of verbal communication, or can it be objection regarding, the flow of the river?
It can be in the flow of river also. So, for example, there are different ways that I see objection is, flow of the river, verbally, even someone is kind of, resisting, not talking. I would also consider that as an objection, not speaking about some aspect of it. So, yeah.
Okay. And the other thing is, do you feel that it would be best if I play my character, or I play one of the parent characters and somebody plays my character?
That's interesting. What is your feeling like? What's coming to you?
I don't
think
know what's your take on it. Is it better if I'm grounded in my own stance?
as far as role play is concerned, I think it's okay. Like there is no preference, like this would work better or this would work better. But I think what would you feel like? What is coming to you? If you have a choice, what is the role that you would like to play?
Yeah, it would be nice, to not be me for a change and be the other person, and maybe there would be like maybe I would do justice to their character. Like I do very good justice to my own character, talking from my perspective, but maybe I can do justice to their character, and maybe it might also give some insights about what it must be to be them.
Okay. So we would like to play a Ojas like Chakriti, Eileen. Then we can just give that role to Ojas to play. You are on mute, Jagrati.
Yeah, I'm just wondering that since I have a problem similar to Ojas, why not Ellen play Ojas? So it'll be a very new perspective, That's my suggestion. Because somehow me and Ojas have similar problem, of settling down.
Eileen, are you okay with that? Otherwise, I can play. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. So, Ojas, you are brother now, I think, and Jakuti is father, and I'm mother, and Elmi is Ojas. The one thing that I like about role play is if we can just, rename ourselves to the role that we are playing, so it becomes easy. Otherwise, otherwise it gets confused as we speak. So, So I think I would like
I don't
to
know
just start.
how.
I will do it for you. I did it for you, Jagruti. Hello. Are you with us, Jagruti?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, I did it for you. Great. So, let's start. I think we understand the situation much better, and we will unfold it as we go. So, not to be very concerned or shake about what exactly it is, not correcting it, but just flowing with whatever we know right now. And we know the objective. Objective is to settle Ojas, and we are very concerned about it. And so I'm mother, and I have a complaint for you, Ojas. Not a complaint, but like I'm feeling concerned. Like I'm not able to completely understand what exactly you are doing. What are your plans? And it feels very insecure place, and sometimes it bothers me, and I just want to talk to you about that.
Actually, I know myself what I'm doing. You feel insecure, but maybe from your perspective, but I feel quite secure of what I'm going to do, but maybe we lack of some meeting point. So maybe you can try to understand my view, my thinking more. I don't know. Oh,
So, oh, brother has left. So, but yeah, he will join. Let's just wait for him to join again. Yes, he's back. I think father and brother, you are also not speaking. I'm just sharing, and he's kind of giving his reasons, and I'm not still able to understand. If you would like to maybe share what you are feeling about this situation, father and brother.
I think you're just unnecessarily floating around and not just wasting your time and talent and everything. Why don't you just kind of start some freelancing or just start some training program and do something more engaging and more productive, I mean, why don't you just, you can just come join my office and just try to engage with what we are doing and look at something there.
Thank you for your offering me. I mean, on the other hand, I understand. I am also in my process to understand what is really deep down I'm searching. Maybe from your eyes, I'm very insecure, but I need also space to grow, to search, to process myself, and maybe I need to ask you more patient on me. And of course, I really feel very much concerned. And surely, if there's a last chance that I really cannot find any things to handhold to save me, of course I will come back to you. But I need my space. I need also my time to process myself, and yeah. So
Brother, do you have to say anything on this situation? Or just is we are saying something and he's just saying something else, like, but yeah, like.
Yeah. So, I don't normally tell you much, but I feel that you were always a role model to me, and now it's hard to see you as a role model. And you used to do those things before that were very good, and that you were on the right direction. So I don't know what happened to you, and you had such a bright start, and you were so talented, and also yeah, I mean, why don't you plan what you really want to do and go ahead with it?
Brother is always my brother, no? I feel so much that you always with me, and you know that my past. Also, I maybe I also request you to live with me in the present. Then now the present that I feel is I really need some breakthrough, and to do something also different. Maybe not now, maybe still not very clear the direction, but I can promise you, I can tell you that I'm going a little step by step, slowly, to understand myself, to search something that really what I would like to do. And but I know whatever what step I'm taking, and I know that you are always with me, and just try to use a new eyes to see me, that maybe different from the past, but I'm always your brother.
So just, I think we have been saying something, and you responded to that, and I think what I'm hearing you say, I'm playing a role of a facilitator also. So just to bring that out, what I'm hearing you say is like you are walking towards something. You know what you are working toward, and you are feeling in a way, some way, okay with whatever you are doing. You are still figuring out something, but if I have to speak for myself as a mother, I don't know what you are working toward, what exactly your confusions are, what you are struggling with. So if you can share what exactly you are working toward, what is your confusion. So at least I know, like how, like if anyone from the family can support you in that, we would like you to settle down, like it's we are speaking because we are concerned about you. It's not like we would like you to take to some something that we want you to do, but it's something that we are not sure of, and we don't know like what exactly you are doing, and we don't know how to support you in this journey. So if you can just share and share, yeah, I think I would like to hear that. So yeah, Ojas, I think I was asking to you if you would like to share, um, you know, um, what is what are your plan? Like, what are you thinking?
Which Ojas?
Oh, role play, obviously.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, I would also want you to timeline to this and come up with whatever you are going through, your journey or whatever. I mean, it's like, maybe you need another month or 2 months to process or whatever. So we know that that is the time you need just now.
Brother, I think it's okay. uh, hmm, hmm. And Ojas, I think I have this problem with you. Whenever I'm saying something to you, you are not responding to it. You are not speaking. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I think Father has also said something, and you are just silent. You are not responding to the situation. I don't know what is going on for you. Um, and how do I participate in that? I think that's where I'm coming from. I want to support you. I want to settle you down, have a peaceful and joyful life. I think that's why I'm sharing what I'm sharing.
Yeah, I didn't I didn't say much is because on the first hand I feel like when you start to speak you already have your perspective that it's difficult to start to share what I would like to share or from my perspective. Maybe because you are father and mother, and surely you teach me, you bring me up, and you will want me in the way from your experience. But I feel like, but I cannot feel very freely to say from my perspective, and maybe I also not in the same ground with what experience you have, and I have my different experience that I lived. I feel your concern, I know your concern, and also I doesn't want to make you feel worry about that, but make you feel like it make me feel a little bit more, somehow a little bit more guilty if I feel that you are too worried about me. So in some way, I will also try to avoid to make you feel worried. Yeah, but on the other hand, I will feel like I also have to be true to myself. So it was also my struggle there. Yeah.
Mother,
Yes.
could you have you had a chance to speak to Ojas?
Yeah, I think we are speaking together. If you have something, then please, I think bring that out to him directly.
Yeah, like I don't like to talk much and I'm very busy, I think you are better at these conversations. So please explain to him.
Okay. I will get back to you if there is anything that we need to talk together. Yeah, but yeah, I think let me. I think I was feeling something as you were saying. So just I think you mentioned or shared that you know you want to choose yourself, and you are also feeling guilty that we are worried about you. But I think just by we would like you to choose yourself, but just by saying that, or even you when you say like you are feeling guilty, our concerns or worries are not going away. We are still feeling worried about you. We are still feeling concerned about you. I know that you don't want to see us worried. You will take care of yourself. You will settle down, whatever you figure out. But that doesn't, just by saying that, it doesn't take away my worry. I think your father worry also. It doesn't take away that worry. So would you like to maybe just, I mean, my objection or concern is around, I'm not able to understand exactly, how you are going to take care of yourself. I'm saying it again. We would like you to choose yourself. We are not saying anything like you do what we are saying, we would like you to settle down. We would like you to have a stable life. And I think that's what you are moving toward. We are very much on that. But we are not clear how you are going to do it, and that uncertainty, unknowns create a sort of disturbance or chaos in family, I think. Yeah. And if I have a choice, I think we have a choice as a family. I would say like, hey, do something in 1 year, otherwise do what we want to do. Like you have a 1 year of time, figure your things, and if you are not able to do that, do what we do, because we have seen life, and we would like you to try out what we are also saying. You have been doing what you feel like doing, but you are not considering what we are saying.
And ultimately, we are saying this because we care about you.
Yeah.
And it's okay, I mean, if it's a space where we're not able to speak right now, we can agree to meet maybe next week, talk about it at that time. If you need some space to even process what you want to say, what you want to share, that's also all right. But this is exactly how we all are concerned about and show with you. It's not like I want you to come and join my office tomorrow morning. It's just that, it's good to know that you are relying on me as your last resort. It feels good. But we want you to talk to us. That's the point.
Yes, I feel I know all your concern, and I just need a little bit time to process and give me some time, and maybe slowly I able to help understand each other on your ground and on my ground. And yeah, I think yeah, I understand all our goal. Your intention, all your intention is for the good of me, and then but I need time to work on it, and I ask your patience to let me work, and also we work together.
I have a concern, Ojas. This is what you have been doing, in the name of taking time, you usually don't come back, and usually don't come back. And I'm not clear about what exactly you are asking time for. You said processing, but I'm not clear what exactly would be the outcome of this processing time, and what would you come up with? Like, is this something that you would like to discuss against it, and maybe plan something? I'm not sure what exactly will be the outcome of this. Yeah, I think taking time. If you can just maybe.
Yeah. So, what is your suggestion for me?
I'm okay to give you time, definitely. Take your time. Tell me how much time you are going to take to process this thing, because this is the first time that we are sharing this together as a family. We didn't talk it like this before. Take your time. Tell me what exactly time you would require. Tell me what exactly would be the next step, like out of this processing, what will we talk about? Will it be about you are going to share your plan and we are going to respond to that, understand that? Or is it going to be about you doing something differently and we try to, like, I don't know what exactly, but I would like to get the clarity, what exactly will be the outcome of this, this time that you want to take.
Yeah. Try to um, try to have a clear goal of what you want to achieve, where you want to reach in, say, 1 year from now, and make a definite plan. And if you can, please share it with us so we also know where you're going.
Definitely. I think maybe we can talk again after 1 month, and there I can share a little bit the thought that I have, or the practical thing that I'm able to do, and if it is okay for you.
I'm largely okay, but my mother nature is saying that I will not be able to hold that till 1 month. I may kind of come to you in between and maybe just check on with you. How are you doing, or like, hey, did you do something about what we have talked so far? So I may get to you and check the same thing. I think, yeah, but I may be doing what I have been doing.
I'm okay with that. It's for your own good, and I'm sure you know what is best.
Father.
1 month is okay, but one thing is like, of course, you have to figure out your direction for work, for how are you going to take care of yourself with your finances. That's definitely something which, I mean, 1 month is fine, But what about your marriage? Are you seeing somebody, or what's the plan in that direction? Like, where are we going there, and what is the way ahead there, so that we know what our next steps, where are we going?
Yeah, definitely in this 1 month, I will think a little bit more concrete of these things and tell you my plan. And I mean, my thought, how to settle down my life, either economically, financially, and my career, and what I would like to do in my future, and my direction.
Okay, that sounds good.
I think that sounds okay if you are also going to consider this aspect in this 1 month time. But yeah, just be very clear about what you are going to do, like, we don't want to really see you in the phase that you are right now in, like, this is very disturbing, or not so settled, I think, phase for us as a family. So yeah, just be clear about what you want to do in this 1 month, and get it done. Get it done.
Yeah, as long as you're working on it actively, I think it's okay.
Um,
Thank you for the patience.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for the role play.
Can I say something, not as a father right now, but I mean, I'm really feeling so bad for just right now. I mean, honestly, dude, I mean, I'm feeling so bad for you. We've cornered you, you know, in that 1 month. We put so much of pressure and we just not even looking at who that Ojas is, you know. I mean, that's so pathetic, yeah.
That's okay. I think we were just playing a role play, and I was feeling like we were playing a very good family. Actually, it doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, I'm, you know, they just hear you, Umesh, can't hear you.
Can you hear again? Can you hear?
Yeah, say it again.
No, I was just saying we were playing very nice family. In real life, it doesn't actually happen like this, you know, like we don't really interact or engage like this in the family. So, but yeah, it's also learning. Like we'll talk as we harvest this experience, you know, whatever has happened for us as individual and together in last 30 minutes. Maybe just take 5 minutes break or also a silence. Just try to get this experience into yourself. Try to make sense of what has happened, you know, what was changing for you in the context of objection, communication, coordination, space, togetherness. Try to make sense of whatever has happened in last 30 minutes. Take 5 minutes, drink water, take break, whatever you feel like doing in these 5 minutes, you know. But yeah, we come together around 7:42 and we will harvest it together. Yeah. It's 7:42, so if you are back, you can just turn on your video, just say back in the chat box. Yeah. So Ujas is back. Oh, let me rename it. Suman, Tanvi, are you with us?
Yeah, back.
Yes. Suman and Tanvi, are you back? Suman is with us. Tanvi? Okay, I think let's just start. So in last 30 minutes, whatever kind of, we role played, we exercise, we did something together. Let's take time to make sense of it, in the context of objections, I think largely, and also togetherness, whatever insight or whatever is coming to you, from this experience, if you would like to just share. Or just I just felt like it would be good if we can just start with you and then go to the next person. But yeah, we can also do it differently if you feel like.
I agree it would be better, but I'm just finishing my food. So
Okay.
if somebody else would like to go.
Okay, sure. Suman, you can put your thought in the chat box. Audio is not working, but yeah. Yes, Aileen and Jagruti or Tanvi, if you'd like to maybe just share what has come to you as you were kind of experiencing or being part of this. You are on mute, Jagruti, if you are speaking.
I will wait for a while.
Okay.
So I can go ahead and begin since nobody else has started. Please don't mind my video off.
That's completely okay.
So yeah, it was a very good activity, I felt. Really great that all of us participated fully. And I'm glad that I was not Ojas. Helped me step out and look at the perspective rather than be stuck in my character. And it may have been triggering for me. And I may have been too much trying to comply with the real life situation. And also playing the brother or being part of the other side opposition helped me empathize with them and see their perspective. And yeah, I think what was quite evident was that there were like two parties, two sides, and they were only able to see it from their perspective. But because I am Ojas in real life and I was on the other side, so I was able to see both sides, and that both are somewhere trying to come together. And yeah, something else, but I forgot. Maybe later.
Okay. Anything that comes to you or you would like to share?
I agree with you very much that the real family situation may not be such like a role-play, but on the other hand, it was very clear for me each one the roles that from their own perspective, And at a certain point, I just feel like as to be coming together, I need to also go make a step forward. That because the situation somehow like I also figure out myself what I am, where I am. But on the other hand, they was also getting the space that to identify where I am. So I certain point I just feel like as to put to there's a point that we can be together. I need to make my step. And so so that we be able to arrive to the common ground. There may be also at the same time also asking the other to make a step to come to a common ground, like that. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Eileen. Jagruti, are you feeling ready?
For me, it's been very interesting because I was playing again, like how Ojas said, I could see myself and also my parents. And what Elaine said was very meaningful, that if we want to find a common ground, we all need to step forward, a step each in. But we still don't know what is that space at all. We haven't defined that space at all. So that is where my whole question right now is, that what is that space? Everybody wants to know and participate with Ojas and be together. But where is Ojas? And also, Ojas doesn't know where Ojas is. What Eileen says when she says that I also need to step forward, to know where I am. So I think this brings us to a place where there is an unknown. Ojas is standing in the unknown. For me, figuratively, this is how I see. Others see they are step behind and they don't know where he is. But I think this is a space where we need to start defining things and really start speaking our heart out. We've just voiced, like, as Ojas's family, we have only voiced our concerns. We have only kind of, pushed so much of a concern onto him. We haven't heard Ojas. We haven't heard Ojas of what he wants or what he wants to do. Fair enough, even he's not sure. Somewhere we need to communicate that inner feeling and sense.
Yeah, sorry, Jagruti, for the
Yeah. So I think that is what I'm realizing, that we still haven't stepped somewhere. That's all. I'm going to stop talking now. But there is a big unknown, something we need to get into.
Tanvi, if you are around and would like to just maybe share anything that comes to you, or any reflection, any thought, insight from the exercise. It seems like she's not. Suman, I have seen that you unmuted yourself, but if you would like to maybe put your thought in the chat box, since you are traveling, that would also kind of, would kind of add into what we are doing together. So for me, I think what is alive for me right now is two or three different things, you know. Like as we said, like we were acting, even if we whatever way we acted, we were acting as a nice family. Like that doesn't really happen in the actual scenario. And I think what Jagruti has shared, it has somehow stayed with me, and I'm feeling like responding to it, but I'm just checking, like, am I responding as a mother or am I responding as a facilitator, or, you know, kind of the person who is kind of bringing us together for this idea of like objections are gift, you know. I'm just checking myself, like where I feel like responding to you. Okay, okay. I think I would like just to hold on that and maybe just share what I'm feeling like sharing, you know. So I think there are 3 or 4 takeaways from this exercise, and I think that is also a sharing that I would like to maybe do, you know, or I would like you to take from this session or workshop. The first thing is, I think whenever we have a situation, we usually have a tendency to talk to one-on-one, you know. So for example, Ojas and mother, Ojas and father, Ojas and brother, like there are hardly when we as a family or we as a group or as a team come together and talk about something that really matters to everything or everyone, you know. So I think the first thing that I would like to share is, like, whenever we have a situation, just bringing the different stakeholder together, you know, at the same time is really, I feel, important thing, because one-on-one interaction doesn't really change anything as a group or as a together family, you know. It largely shifts, but it's morely at a personal level, not as a family or not as a you know, team or group. So I think that's something that I feel very important. The second thing, which is, I think, partially Jagruti and Eileen has touched, and Ojas also mentioned, I don't know, but it's like, do we really need everyone to be like this? You know, as we were kind of role playing, you know, mirroring, being kind, hearing others' thought. We don't do that, you know. We don't do that. So my experience in my family also, in my workplaces also, wherever I'm engaging is also like this, you know. I would say at least just one person need to be aware about what is happening, you know, or one person need to be grounded, as Ellen was saying. If one person is grounded, the role that we were playing, for example, if I'm Ojas, or if I'm the facilitator, or even I'm the mother, if I'm grounded, I can keep doing what I'm seeing, like whatever we were doing, you know, mirroring, checking, keep sharing the intention, whatever we were doing. But if one person is grounded and very much aligned with the intention, why we are doing what we are doing, I think it would slow down the pace of everything or everyone, you know. That's what I have seen, and I would like to maybe just not wait for everyone to be on the same page and see same way or same you know, space. Even one person is that in that space, I think that is enough, you know. I think it is too much to hold, definitely, but since that is something that is important for us, and that is why we are being there, you know. So I think it's in that way it's okay, but I think what I'm trying to say is one person awareness and the groundedness is okay. We don't need everyone to be grounded, aware, and, you know, be nice. I think that's how I would put it. We can talk about more if you have any question. That is the second thing that was coming to me. The third thing, which is very important, that again realize or re-emphasize from this role play, and which is very vocal thing. I mean, vocal thing for me. Keep sharing the intention. You know, why we are talking, why we are together. That really help people to maybe be more open, be together as a kind of one, but keep sharing the intention, like why we are doing what we are doing, why we are here, why we are talking about this thing, you know, is also very important in the conversation, or any kind of setup that when we are having, or this kind of situation. fourth thing, which is we will talk about more, but like this is really important and interesting thing. When we started exercise, Ojas has said like he's feeling little bit discomfort, and that I considered as an objection, like, hey, Ojas have an objection, concern, and he has shared something, and what he shared, he was not ready to participate fully, and it involves being vulnerable, but given it is for the role play, he is okay with it, So when I hear that, I think that's when it doesn't become objection for me. When he said if he's okay with it, I think I would cancel that as an objection. Now he doesn't have any objection and he's ready to join fully with us. I think that is very important. Sometimes we, whatever we understand as an objection, sometimes it's not really an objection, and we get into that and it involves a lot of energy and time. But I think this was very important to notice and kind of, share that, okay, he's okay with it, if he's okay with it and he's ready to be fully here, given whatever he still have, it's not like it has been resolved for him completely, like being vulnerable, but it's given it's, just give me a minute.
It's ready to pair. You're now connected to both zone grenade.
This is to do something with my microphone. If I'm attaching the external microphone, my speaker gets off if I continuously speak. So this is also a reminder, like I don't need to speak more than 5 minutes continuously. Okay, so I think, yeah, that's just, I wanted to bring it out, when we hear the person is okay with what is being proposed and given whatever concern they have, we don't really deep dive into that, or until unless it's an objection. So I think, yeah, the 3 or 4 reflection. I have something more to share also, but just would like to hear any reflection, thought quickly, and then get back to go back to some concept that might really help you in moving forward, so yeah, but anything that comes to you, anyone, come to anyone. Just quick checking. Ojas, Aileen, Jagruti, Suman, Tanvi. If you have to say anything or add anything or any reflection, any thought, comments on whatever shared.
I like very much the point saying that to keep sharing the intention, to reminding the intention in the communication. It will help, especially when it is group not discussion, but the talking together.
Yeah. Anyone else?
A quick question. When you talk about one person staying grounded, right? You're talking about the role play, or you're talking about the role play, right?
No, real life actually.
Ah, okay. So what does this mean? I don't understand this.
Okay. So what I was trying to say, for example, if we have a real life situation and there are 4 or 5 other people, and I'm part of it, and I'm saying like there is a resistance, there is not acceptance to what I'm saying, or there is a chaos that I'm part of, and we need to be together and do something or talk about something together, and our typical assumption or expectation is like everyone be nice to each other, everyone become grounded, be soft in their approach, like that's what we expect, and there is nothing wrong in that. What I was pointing out is we don't need that to happen. Like it's not prerequisite, it's not like if that is not there, we will not be able to talk. There are definitely some conversation when we For example, even I don't have that bandwidth, to participate. And yet that I'm thinking, I can say, I don't have that bandwidth and I'm not ready to participate in that until certain conditions are met, for example, But if I'm available, I have bandwidth, I have that energy, I'm feeling grounded, at least one person. If I'm the one, that person, that is also okay. But if anyone else in the group is also that one person, that is also okay to kind of have that conversation, and do whatever kind of, is trying to have.
Yeah, fair
But
enough. Yeah.
and sometimes it happens. For example, I have like I would like to just share one thing. I was feeling very emotional. Like we three friends. I think some of you know Biru and Siddharth. We were planning to go together to Pachmati, and they were talking about let's go by car. And I like, hey, I don't want to go by car. I was not seeing any value or like it's not worth paying or investing. Like 25,000. And by if we go by train, we will just get it done in 5,000 rupees only. Why do we need to spend 25,000 on road, by paying in the fuel? And they were very much convinced. And I was like, I don't really want to talk to you about this. Like, if you're going by car, then I'm not coming. Like, that was my energy, literally, that was my energy. If you're going by car, I'm not coming. So what did I do? At one fine night, like somewhere around 1 p.m., I did the calculation, like why it doesn't make sense to go by car, like all financial calculation, all things. And I just sent it to the group that we had. And I said like, okay, I didn't fully consider all aspect of it because I'm very, very biased. I was aware that I'm biased about, very much biased about not going by car. So I said like, I'm very much biased about not going by car, but this is my proposal. And if anyone else would like to take the lead on this deciding, like, how do we go about it? Please take the lead because I'm feeling like I'm not the right person to propose something because I have a very strong bias and objection.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah, thanks for that.
So it's an interesting point. Also, I agree that one person can be the grounded one. But I feel the more somebody is invested in the situation, the harder it is to be grounded. The more detached is, and the stakes of that situation doesn't matter so much to that person, the more they can be that grounded presence.
Yes. And that's what I realized actually in this role play also, I started playing mother and then I realized like, hey, we also need a facilitator, I just can't, like if I just play mother role, someone need to facilitate the conversation. I think that is also something, given where we are as a humanity, I feel, when we are into content, when we are so much into the experience or situation, we need someone who can hold everyone together, so I think that's where I realized like, okay, to move this conversation forward, we also need a facilitator. And that's where I put, mother and facilitator. And I literally, even in this role play, I was finding it hard to play this both roles at the same time, like mother and facilitator. I was largely playing mother role and very, very less to do with facilitator. So I think what just you are saying, in family kind of situation, it's difficult, definitely, like to bring out someone outside, and facilitate the conversation. It's difficult, but in the professional setup, I think it would be very advisable if we can have someone outsider who don't have any stake in the situation, who is more grounded, who is more, able to bring people together toward the intention. So I think that's important. Yeah. In the family situation, I'm not sure. Like I didn't try it out, so that's why I'm sharing. I'm not sure, but the least grounded person, as you said, we can ask that person to play not to play any role, like brother. Like brother was the least kind of, who has the least stake in this situation. We could have asked brother to play a role of facilitator, say like, hey, this is something happening and feel like you are largely okay, but there is something between three of us, family, like mother, father, and would you like to hold a facilitator? So something like that, you know. So yeah, Jagruti, you unmuted yourself. Do you want to share something?
Yeah, I mean, see, this whole role play really brings up this whole question, you know, how do we communicate here? This communication is not working the way we communicated just now, the way we role played, you know. I mean, fair enough, we said whatever we said, 1 month, this, that, but did we really share something meaningful? I don't think so.
I feel that to add to your thing, Jagruti, I feel that we postpone the next confrontation.
Yeah.
Basically, we
You
just
know, we didn't
adjourn the
open up.
meeting.
Yeah. I mean, something has not yet opened up, you know. It's like we didn't come on the same ground, all of us, as a unit of a family. What?
So I think, yeah, that's very much important, you know, and that was a starting point, I think. What is the thing that we are coming together for, you know, towards, and everyone being very much intentional about it and clear about it. I think that is the ground that holds everyone together. And if it is not there, I don't know, this may work or may not work, but this is more for, like, for example, in the organization, it's easy, you know, because everyone know that, like, hey, this is the project or this is the deliverable that we are coming together for, and we need to do something about it together, you know. For intentional communities, they are very, like, they are clear about it, but for the family, I think we don't have that. Not for any family, but for everyone, like the family, we just be together. There is no any purpose, you know. We are not trying to do something or achieve something together. We are just being together, and I think that is also ground. But sometimes it is not also for some people or some families, you know. It's not also. It's also not true. But what I'm trying to say is, like, for this, whatever we are talking about, for this to work, I think we also need to get clarity about what is the ground that hold us together, you know. And for practical, I think for family, I think what is most practical, I think what I have found is intention, you know. You really can't talk about vision, mission, objective, aim, or something in, but intention is more practical for the family context. What I'm intending, what is my brother is intending, what is my father is intending, you know. And just, if we have that clarity or everyone have that clarity, okay, this is what, when we are talking in this conversation, this is the intention that I'm participating with, you know. And if we are able to bring that clarity somehow, I don't know how, but if we are able to bring that clarity, like, what is the intention that everyone is participating in this conversation, we might be able to communicate differently. I'm not sure, but yeah, that my family dynamics are different, so I'm just not, can't take it, and I didn't really, I don't usually get involved into family situation also, you know. In but yeah, I think that's what is coming to me as we are speaking.
So my query is,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's okay for us to be more intentional, but how can we, you know, depend on other people being more intentional or keeping the intention in the center?
So I think, would anyone like to share? I think I have an answer, but if anyone would like to maybe just share, like, if something comes to you. Jagruti, Suman, Tanvi, Eileen. So I think I would like to just, given the time, I'm just going ahead. So just, I think that's a, you know, a really important, like, how do we, if I'm the intention, is it enough, or how do we bring the intention of others in the space, you know? So I think mirroring is something that has helped me. mirroring the intention also, not just what they are saying, or also sometimes connecting with their intention. Is that what you are intending? Just checking with them, when you are sharing this, is that what you are sharing? Is that what you're coming from? And making sure, like not finding the agreement, like if you agree with that intention or not responding to that, but just trying to understand what is their intention, what is the space that they are coming from, So you sometimes get a sense of it from the content they share, but putting it out verbally, naming it. Is that what you are intending? And clarifying that, it's sometimes, I think it's a first step, I think, to bridge that gap, does it, I mean, not just kind of answer, but take it further your inquiry, Ojas, or like?
Yeah, that's a good point. So basically, checking in with people in the middle of the conversation and verifying if that's their intention, or maybe even asking them, what is your intention? Is said.
Yeah. Something to be very clear about, otherwise it becomes so chaotic in terms of information and conversation. Something that I learn and I would like to share with all of you. We have a different intention for different things, For example, let's talk about community or organization level, Organization have a different intention, different department have a different intention. In the department, different people have a different intention, So whenever you are talking about intention, or for example, if you're coming together for some meeting, in the meeting, there is also intention. So when you are talking about intention, are you talking about as an organization, as a department, as a team, or as an individual, or just for this agenda, the thing that we are coming together for? That clarity or awareness really helps. Sometimes when we are sharing, we assume that it's for the organization, it's for the agenda, but sometimes it's for the other space. But yeah, I think that awareness really helps. Like, is it the larger, or is it very specific to this agenda or context, Anything else before we go to the next part? No? Okay.
So,
Yes,
sorry,
Ojas.
Umesh, I just want to say that, there is still an expectation that, that it's been a meaningful discussion so far, but the thing that got me to sign up and join was objections are a gift. So I'm still keen on learning that, how they can be a gift or how they can be seen that way. And yeah.
Yeah. I think this is the whole point, So for example, when we are doing something and someone is resisting and objecting, we are able to see more than what we are seeing, So for example, in this role play, the moment that we started and whatever we have talked and whatever objection that has come out, at least I'm not kind of saying 100% clarity, but at least there was some step further in or more information that has shifted within us, and that has brought some, maybe for, let's say, for example, clarity, sometime also confusion, but it was movement further, So in that context, it is a gift. And let me just bring out one more aspect, very clear example of this, the role play that we did, it has stand out for me. So we started role playing, and you said like you don't want to play a role of the Ojas. You were also okay with playing the role of Ojas, but you were also not okay with playing the role of objection, Ojas. And what I heard is like, hey, as a facilitator, I heard like, hey, Ojas have an objection. Let me hear it out, what he has to say, and you name it. You name it, you express your objection, concern, and we included that in whatever we were doing, You didn't really have that reason, or for whatever reason you shared. But after the role play, I think what you shared was like not playing that role was very useful to see differently, I think so. In that context, it's a gift, Like whenever there is something comes up, we don't know exactly. Sometimes we know, but sometimes we also don't know why it is coming to me, and we just include that in whatever we are doing. And later, sometimes we realize, and sometimes we also don't realize. But I think that's how I was seeing, you had an objection, we included that, and it has been a gift to the group or you personally, to have this role play like this. So just one example. I'm not trying to answer that completely because we have some other thing also, and that would maybe add into what you are asking. But yeah, I think. Am I making sense? Just felt like checking. Jagruti, Ojas, you unmuted, Jagruti. Do you want to say something before we go to the next part?
No, just that you're making sense to me. And that's a gift for me to also see
Power on.
the other side
You
of
plug
the
into
coin.
Nirvana. Your device is ready to pair. You're now connected to Boatstone Grenade.
Jagruti,
Yeah.
I lost you. Did you say something?
Yeah, I said I get your point. I see meaning in what you're saying. And also, I saw two sides of the same conversation, which was a gift to me to see really that the intention of the family is really in my well-being in the context of settling me down. It's just that they care. And yeah, that's been the gift so far. And yeah, let's move on. I'm fine.
Okay. So I think this is very important, and I would like to maybe just emphasize on this. So sometime whenever you are part of such conversations, some discussions, some meetings, and you feel like something is coming up for you, which is very alive. Let's consider that as an objection. Say very uncomfortable, any uncomfortable feeling, anything that is happening to you, consider that as an objection in the conversation. And try to name it, try to understand it if you can, and bring it out, even if you feel like it doesn't make sense, bring it out in the space. And if you are a facilitator and you have a chance to include that or choice to include that, please include that objection. If you are in charge, or if you have that kind of, space to include this, please include these objections. And that's sometimes you realize that after you do, or sometimes it doesn't happen. But if it has come up in the space, I think what I'm emphasizing is it has its space, it has its space and it has its importance. Even if it doesn't make sense, bring that out, share it, try to name it or understand it or feel it fully. I think that's very important, and I would like to just share it. But if you are a facilitator, definitely include that. That's gift. You might realize whenever you just start moving toward it, or end the end, or sometime don't. But include that. I think that's I would like to maybe just emphasize on. What else I would like to share? Yeah. So some practical suggestion, I think, on how to move forward. I think largely we understood the objection. Okay, one more thing before we go. So if you are a facilitator, if you are facilitating a meeting or any conversation in the family or group or community, also consider other person's body language as an objection. So if someone is saying yes, they are saying yes, but their body language is, for example, saying no to you. It feels like no to you. Take a pause and ask that person, like, hey, is there something that they would like to share or bring out? Sometimes we hurry into get things done, and we don't consider such information or ignore such information, and it turn out to be something important at a later stage. So just consider that as also an objection, internal objection. Your body language, your discomfort, and other person's body language or discomfort. that is also an objection in the conversation. So that is one thing. And what else? Yeah, some practical suggestions. So there are concept called as both and thinking, both and thinking. So what does it mean? We are usually tend to see either or. या तो हम ये कर सकते हैं या तो हम वो कर सकते हैं. Either we can do this or we can do that. Whenever there are this is another reason why we don't hear objection, because when you hear objection, you get new information, and that becomes a little complex and chaotic sometimes, and when it becomes chaotic and complex, it really becomes hard to kind of integrate every opinion and see what is emerging, So what we have been trained so far, okay, if there are different of opinion, either we can do this or we can do that, but both hand thinking says how we can do both, So for example, if you are part of any discussion or conversation, when there are different opinions, just bring this out. If you are as a facilitator, if you are able to see how this is coming together, what is emerging, and you are able to propose, then it's excellent. But if not, if you don't have that bandwidth, or if you are not able to see the emergence, just bring that out and say like, hey, we have this one opinion and we have this second opinion, and this is what we have as a third opinion, or idea, how we can do everything, how we can do both, that sometimes generates the creative thinking in the circle, and bring out the different idea that integrates the different individual opinion needs, and really generates higher level of solutions, both in thinking. Sometimes at a practical level, when someone have an objection, very hard objection, and you as a group are not able to move forward. So what do you do as a group is just as a facilitator, for example, if you are there, you say like, hey, thank you. My speaker is kind of creating a reminder for me. So whenever you are kind of facilitating this kind of conversation, what you are bringing out is, hey, is this safe enough to try? So for example, in Oja's case, like Oja's saying, hey, is it safe enough? Like I live like this for 1 year, and like, are you okay with that? Can you live with that? And if they say yes, then it's okay. But if no, then we talk differently or we move forward. But like whenever someone have an objection, just checking with them, like if they are okay with it, if they are safe, if it is safe enough to try, whatever you are proposing, if they are feeling safe to try it out. So that is also important, like just checking, if they are feeling safe, not going into the detail of conversation, not going into the depth of the objection, but just checking, like once you understand the objection, you say if it is safe enough, good enough for now, safe enough to try. So that is another practical way that can really help you to move forward. What else? I think round speaking is also very, very important to have such kind of conversation when we are part of something, to have the higher level of intelligence or higher level of thinking. Everyone need to participate in one or other way. You just go in a round. If someone doesn't feel like sharing and they pass, then that's also okay. But you just go into round and try to bring the different voices together, and see. I think, yeah, I would say like, don't fear complexity, If as a facilitator, you are not able to integrate these different opinions, just bring that out in the space and let the group move forward together. But yeah, I think I would like to take a pause here and just maybe hear any reflection, any thought, or anything that comes to you at this moment. Anything? Eileen, Jagruti, Ojas, Tanvi.
I would need to leave right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Just wanna-
Sure, sure. Just one example, I think then you can leave as we are also about to just finish. And before you leave, we would like to maybe if you can just spare 5 minutes, that would be really great. Yeah. This
Okay.
is the funniest example that I like about both hand thinking. Ellen, I would translate it for you. But this goes like this, at relative's house, relative says like, beta, khed loge? Yeah, hello, I say. Like a relative is asking like, son, would you like to have a rice pudding or one other sweet, And me, like, do you have the one bowl only in your house? Like, this is an example of both and thinking, why can't we have both, like rice pudding and other sweet together? So this is what I mean by both end, like this is funny example, but yeah, that's the essence of both end, like how we can have both. Or just before you leave, would you like to maybe just quickly share your what before you leave, whatever is coming to you as a thought, feeling, how are you leaving this space?
So I feel that the role play was the highlight for me. It was particularly because it was such a relatable situation, brought up a lot of things. And what I'm leaving with is a sense that, there are some tools, a few tools that we discussed. And yet there is a sense that um, disagreements or objections can be a challenge. And yeah, like there's still a sense of like, it's something that needs to be worked on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay.
Like it will take effort, like something like that.
Yeah, obviously you are putting your energy and time into that, like hearing that out. And but yeah, I think what I'm hearing or what I'm taking for myself from your reflection is um, like that space, or like which should come naturally, like when someone, for example, like I was sharing this invitation with one friend and say like, hey, it sounds wonderful, objection management. And I was like, no, it's not about management, it's about actually celebrating objection, and what I'm hearing you say, like, that didn't happen from this conversation or whatever we have talked so far. It didn't yeah, you are not looking forward to objection. Whenever it is going to come, you are going to feel like, okay, something to deal with or manage with or process, but you are not going to celebrate it. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. Okay, anything else, or just before you leave?
No, that's it.
Okay,
But
thanks,
yeah,
thanks.
glad to be participating actively. And yeah, and I really enjoyed like all the participants also, Jagruti, Eileen, you also, like the whole role play scenario was a lot of fun.
Thank you for joining, Ojas. See you.
Bye, Ojas. Thank you so much. And thank you for the spirit of sharing this particular example and role play. Thank you.
Yes. Great. I think, yeah, that's all in context of objections, how we can move forward. But yeah, I think as you just said, I'm still feeling that like how we can see objection as like something that we can celebrate about. It's I think it's a practice. Once you kind of start feeling or encountering objection in this way, it might literally change and become an experience. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's something that I'm taking with myself as an inquiry or something to
Umesh,
contemplate.
something is coming very strongly for me to ask you.
Please.
I mean, I completely resonate with what Ojas just mentioned, that it still doesn't come as it only comes across as objection management and not as objection celebration. But since I know you fairly well, and we've come up with this session today, and I'm sure you have experienced objection as a celebration. And if you can speak about that, that will at least give a context of what we can expect or go towards or looking forward to take us there.
Sure. I think that's something. Yes. So I think I have one or two key stories that very recent. I'm not very much good into sharing story, but I would just put it as what I have experienced and what I was feeling like other were feeling. So I'm a part of the community, online community, around 900 people. You can say organization and people. It's a mixture, and we were talking about redesigning our website, and as a part of the redesigning, I was taking care of the one part of the website, which is resources. I was feeling, there was some intention that I was holding for the community, and I feel like I would like to just take care of the resource. How do we organize our resource so that like it's very, easy to search, people are able to get what they are looking for, and they really get some values out of whatever we have right now. So it was very basic currently, and in the website design, there was one executive director, like he's a part of the team. It just happened yesterday. I'm just sharing for more context. So it just happened yesterday. Like he had a good objection, like a strong objection or strong opinion. He said like, hey, we don't really need to reorganize our objections. I proposed some design. And he said like, no, we really don't need this design. It's very complex to develop. Our web developers are not that technically efficient. It is going to invest about $1,000, like which was again a big thing for the community. And he said like, no, we can't really do this. And I was like, hey, I have spent 2 months on this, it was literally like 2 months of the work, and I proposed the design, like how this would look like. And I had a different meeting with the developers, and now you are saying no. So I think, I'm not saying like I was celebrating like he has objected something, he has a different idea, but I think I was able to understand or relate with what he was saying in some way, not completely, but I was really looking forward to understand more, like what exactly he's saying and why he's saying, because I knew that like community has already passed a budget of $1,000 for this resource development. Then why do we need to why we are bothering about, and if it is concerned about the developer, we can also get in touch with some other developer. Why do we need to go to the one we have right now? But I was feeling like it's very important. I have worked with for 2 months, and I really can't let it go like anything. So Jagruti, honestly, I just had, I'm not saying I'm celebrating, but I just had that space of hearing him out, I just wanted to hear him, like what exactly he has to share. And I heard him, and what has come for me, he even didn't have that idea, but something higher order of solution or approach or proposal has come up for me. I say like, hey, even I realized like I was out like what I was doing. We really don't need to redesign the website completely. What was the objective? Objective was to make it very search friendly, make it very accessible for the community. And just to do that, what we can do is add different tags and categories, which is very available right now in the website, but we need to add more categories, more tags, maybe just 1 hour of technical work, and we are sorted. We really don't need to redesign it completely. And that was something that I was like, oh, wow. I was working on this for 2 months, and I was blind to that aspect. It didn't really come to me, it didn't really come to me. But when he objected something, it is very simple idea now that we will be able to serve our intention in, I think, 25 pound or 30 pound, somewhere around that, not $1,000. Even if you consider like pound and dollar are equal, like let's say, just like that. So like,
Yeah.
just minute. Now, my audio is kind of turning off, and let me turn on then.
Power on. You've plugged into Nirvana. Your device is ready to pair.
Your device is okay.
You're now connected to Boatstone Grenade.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah. It's a good example.
And yeah, anything that comes for you, Eileen, Suman, than me. Otherwise, I can also share one another example, which is really something that someone has tried out with this idea and how it turned out for them. So it's a second example, in the gang talk, there was one architecture who was part of this kind of workshop, like long workshop, not like this 3 workshop. And he got the idea of consent, double, both end thinking, objections. So he was visiting his client, and his client was like has a 2 house, like one house here and one house separately. And there was a space in between. And there was a corridor kind of thing, and client has a need. Client was saying like, hey, this both houses should be locked separately. Anyone should just can't enter one place to another house just by corridor, or it shouldn't be like that. And he has a different need, and the need was like, in the summer I would like to have it really open. I would like to sometimes sit in the corridor and enjoy my mountain view. I really can't keep it closed. He wanted to connect both houses. In a way, they are separated. In a way, he is able to view the mountain view. And in a way that it doesn't really become so much of the hassle in the winter because of the snow, Like it seems so complex, like how you can do everything. Like you want to you want to have both house locked, have a corridor open, where you can enjoy the mountain view. You also don't want snow in the corridor in the winter. Like how you can do everything. Like you are talking about something that, but this person was really kind of inspired to try it out, and he tried to understand more and more. And I think about a 30-minute or so conversation, architecture got an idea. Like they both together, he said like, hey, what if we kind of create a corridor, something like there is a technology available, which open up in the summer, so it's open view, and in the winter it just closes down. So it also doesn't kind of pile up the snow. It's open. Both houses are independently locked, but they are connected to the corridor. You are able to use the corridor in the summer. But this technology will be also not getting snow in the winter, like, and they were able to figure it out. So I think he was so excited, and he just shared once he was out of the meeting, like, hey, I tried this out and it worked, So what I'm sharing is like, when we get into this, either we can do this or that, we are not able to think of the higher level of solution. We just, if we just create a little space, there is already something that can integrate. Let's just believe that, assume that, and try to figure out what that would look like. And if we are able to get that, then that's super. If not, then trying out something differently, I think, yeah, I think these are the 2 examples that I would like to maybe just share here. Anything? I think it's 8:41. We still have time, but I think in terms of ideas, concept, theory, I'm feeling complete. We are believing many things, just start believing like, what if objections are given, and start to live like that and see what happens for you, what it brings out for you. That's the last thing that I would like to maybe just share. Yeah. Yeah, anything and a closing as we are kind of leaving this space. Like what are you living with? What are you feeling inspired about? What are you still the confusion or question that you are carrying, or any feeling that is very alive for you in the moment? Aileen, Jagruti, Suman, Tanvi. Suman, if you would like to put your thought in the chat, it would be really wonderful. Tanvi also. Yes, Aileen, would you like to share?
I think some points I pick it, it will be useful for me. Like what I mentioned before, that you always return back to the intention, and like sometimes we fix it too much in either or, so it make no other way to include the objection. I think this is one of the things that to work on that, and yeah, I was very happy with the last two examples. I think for me, better to understand the point with the example stories, it helped a lot to understand. I mean, yeah, and to celebrate objection, I think how depend on how much I can able to include the objection. So that is the most challenging part. Thanks. Thank you for this session. Very interesting.
Thank you, Aileen. Jagruti?
I think including objection is suddenly kind of bringing the whole thing to full circle for me, what Ellen just mentioned about, including the objection. And I think what I was missing in the role play that I was mentioning, that we still haven't tapped into what we really are feeling or what it was, and everybody was isolated, was this piece, to be honest, is including that objection, including the space where Ojas is, so to say, the character Ojas is, and what is that inner environment of that Ojas, which the family doesn't know, you know, that's something we are not talking about. So I think with Ellen's last sentence, I'm feeling complete. Otherwise, I was not feeling complete about it, But yeah, including that objection into it and really seeing what it is, opening that objection up. And that is when it's really going to, open into something beautiful. It's going to flower then.
Thank you, Jagruti. Suman is saying key takeaway for me is that being empathetic is the solution of many problems. Wonderful session. Thank you, Suman. Thank you so much for joining. Tanvi, are you with us? Yes, Tanvi has shared. Sorry, I have had internet issues. Couldn't be there in the most of part of the session. Thank you so much for the session. My key takeaway has been to be grounded. Okay. Thank you so much. It has been really wonderful. Like we didn't get some of the people we were intending them to participate. We did also had some technical challenge, but whatever happened, however happened, it serves some purpose, in line of our intention, and then also something larger. Let's see how it unfolds for us. Thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you so much, Umesh. Thank you, Eileen.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you, Suman.
such a wonderful session. Thank you for the
Thank you.
participation.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Tanvi.